This evening, government officials denied sand mining permits. Vice President Barjaglio clarified that Acting Commissioner of Police and Acting Deputy Commissioner will not be granted permission for sand mining operations on the Suicide Linden Highway. Investigations into miner's tragic death. Police are investigating the death of a miner in a mining incident at Kawimbat Dam, Upper Mazaruni River. Initial reports suggest the land collapsed while extracting gravel. Education salary negotiations update. Talks between the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Teachers Union began, addressing 27 matters, including salaries and clothing allowances. Disagreements arose, leading to an adjournment for government consultation. Acquittal in Mazaruni prison escape case. Several individuals, including a superintendent of prisons, were acquitted of charges related to aiding the escape of Mark Royden Williams from Mazaruni prison. Haiti state of emergency extended. Haiti extends the state of emergency as armed gangs continue attacks, including burning a police station and looting a food market. Gang leaders demand Prime Minister Ariel Henry's resignation, adding to the country's political instability. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for March 8, 2024. I'm Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, on Thursday, Vice President Barjaglio clarified that Acting Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken and Acting Deputy Commissioner Calvin Brutus will not be granted permission to conduct sand mining operations on the Suicide Linden Highway. This decision comes after the duo secured land for sand mining projects in Yarra Cabra and submitted applications to the Environmental Protection Agency.
I've seen a report that here about Sandpits. I have it somewhere that Mr. Brutus and the Commissioner of Police have permission to open sandpits. Let me make it clear that the government of Guyana on the highway has put a hold on all the sandpits. The EPA has a notice out. The government will, based on what they heard from somewhere else, to give sandpits to these two individuals. Then the government of Guyana's position is clear. It's not going to happen. Now they may have the land for agricultural use. That is what people have land for, but not for the purpose of mining sand.
The government has halted issuing sandpit mining permits as it aims to reserve lands for public use, housing, and the development of new towns along the highway.
We're trying to get large tracts of land to do the Silica City on the highway. So we want the land for public use, for housing and a development of new towns along the highway, etc. So we can't wantonly give out. We have noticed that people who had sand pits were jacking up the prices. The government already opened up some public sand pits. We intend to open up more public sand pits to lower the price. So we're not giving permission for no sand pit at this time.
Jaglio revealed that over 200 applications for sandpit have been received, but the government focuses on ensuring reasonable sand prices by operating public sandpit areas. He emphasized that the application by Hicken and Brutus would not be approved, reiterating the government's strategy to control sand prices and prioritize land use for public benefit. Staying with current events, several individuals, including a superintendent of prisons and 5 others, were recently acquitted of charges related to aiding the escape of Mark Royden Williams, also known as Smalley, from the Mazaruni prison. The accused were charged with conspiracy to commit a felony, but were freed after Magistrate Crystal Lambert upheld a no-case submission due to lack of evidence. Those charged were 48-year-old Raj Mohan Otter, a businessman of Perica, East Bank, Essequibo, 28-year-old Flores Perez of Venezuela National of Kitty Georgetown, 26-year-old Omar Witherspoon of Stanleytown, New Amsterdam, Berbice, 35-year-old Conroy Hassana of East Country, Berbice, 50-year-old Oldfield Romulus of Victoria, Cumberland Village, and 59-year-old Alexander Hopkinson of Bartica Housing Scheme. They had all denied the charges and were initially remanded to prison, but later granted bail during their second court appearance. The charges stem from Williams' escape from the Mazaruni prison on May 19, 2023, where he fled with the help of armed individuals in a speedboat. Williams, a convicted mass murderer, was being escorted back from a visit when the escape occurred. Despite efforts by law enforcement to pursue him, Williams was eventually shot and killed on June 1st. The superintendent of prisons at the Mazaruni prison and another individual who served as second in charge at the time of the escape were among those acquitted. Now, on a different story-making headlines, the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Teachers Union commenced dialogues on Thursday to address various matters of mutual interest. Representatives from both sides gather in the Ministry of Education's boardroom for discussions led by Chief Education Officer Saddam Hussein and the Ghana Teachers Union President Dr. Mark Light, among others. During the meeting, 27 issues were identified for discussions, including salary matters, clothing allowance increases, and the frequency of weekly council payments. Both parties agreed on the order to address these matters, with establishing terms of reference being the first topic discussed. While no formal terms of reference were signed, it was agreed that the minutes of each meeting would be signed by 2 representatives from each negotiation team and 2 witnesses. In a statement, the Ghana Teachers Union noted that they prioritize financial matters, rejecting the Ministry of Education's stand on dealing with the salary increase only from 2024 onwards. This led to an adjournment of the government's team to consult their superiors. Upon reconvening, it was agreed to focus on salary increases for 2019 to 2023. However, the Ghana Teachers Union deemed the proposed percentage increase by the Ministry of Education inadequate. Consequently, it was decided to reconvene on Tuesday, March 12, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. During the upcoming meeting, the government is expected to present its proposed percentage increase for the specified period and address issues such as clothing allowance, the 2% salary difference for 2017 and 2018, and the frequency of weekly council meetings. Stick around when we return. Police are investigating a fatal mining incident at Cowenback Dam, and Commissioner Hicken urges vigilance at 2024 Police Officers Conference.
Experience more than award-winning speed.
Way more.
Get the best that LTE has to offer on Digicel, officially the fastest mobile network in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the best mobile network in Guyana. With the best LTE experience and the fastest data speeds, experience it all with Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
See clearly with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown, telephone 226-1082.
Police are currently investigating a tragic mining incident that resulted in the death of Bertram Willie, a 60-year-old miner residing at Wizrock New Housing Scheme, London. The incident occurred on March 6 around 12:45 p.m. at Coimbat Dam, Upper Mazaruni River. Initial investigations suggest that Willie was the registered owner of a 4-inch water dredge operation at the location. Trevor Ben, a 50-year-old miner from Parfait Harmony, reported that on the mentioned date, Willie was submerged in the Mazaruni River, engaged in gravel extraction, when a piece of land collapsed into the river where Willie was operating. Despite Ben's attempt to alert Willie, he received no response. Ben raised an alarm and, with the help of nearby miners, searched the river for Willie. Eventually, he was found pinned underwater by a tree stump. While Ben managed to free him, he was motionless. His body was later recovered from the river and escorted by Ben to the Ibamadad Health Post, where he was pronounced dead on arrival by a doctor. Willie's body is currently at the Ibamadad Health Post under police guard awaiting a post-mortem examination. Investigations into the incident are ongoing. In other news, the Commissioner of Police, Acting Clifton Hakin, addressed senior police officers at the 2024 Annual Police Officers Conference, emphasizing the need for vigilance, adaptability, and proactivity in tackling evolving policing challenges. Despite the Ghana Police Force's exceptional performance in 2023, Hakin urged continued diligence in confronting complex issues such as drug trafficking and cybercrime. Highlighting achievements under the police's 2022-2026 Strategic Management Plan, Hakin noted the equipping of all police regional divisions with district intelligence committees and the decentralization of services. However, he cautioned against underestimating challenges, including resource constraints and low recruitment and retention rates. The conference themed Transformative Unity, Nurturing Trust, Youth Development, Professionalism and Safety through Competence and Strategic Partnerships, serves as a platform for reflection on past achievements and addressing future obstacles. Don't go away after the break. Korea Drone Exhibition. Event showcase military and industrial models, and airlines disappearance continues to dumbfound.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speed Test, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Etteringban, we got you covered.
Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. A state of emergency in Haiti has been extended by a month as armed gangs continue their attacks. That includes setting fire to a police station and looting a food market. Gang leaders are demanding the resignation of Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who remains stranded abroad. Al Jazeera's Teresa Bo reports.
They say they are in charge, gangs controlling the streets of Port-au-Prince. On Thursday, firefights between armed groups and the police were ongoing in Haiti's capital. Prime Minister Ariel Henry remains in the U.S. territory Puerto Rico, unable to return to his country. Gangs say his return will trigger a civil war and are demanding his resignation.
We will not allow Ariel Henry to return. He's not good for Haiti.
The State Department says it's pushing Ariel Henry, who was not elected, to collaborate with a transition into a more inclusive government that will lead to free elections. As violence continues in the capital, port authorities were forced to halt operations after dozens of people looted the containers. Food distribution has become a problem as lawlessness looms across the country. The World Food Programme says they had to suspend their sea operations to distribute food because of the severity of the situation.
Ariel Henry did not rule the country well. He's traveling and we are starving.
The chaos in the country has forced the Dominican Republic to increase security at the border between both countries. Haitians are not allowed to cross into the Dominican Republic. They're only permitted to reach a market to find crucial food and medical supplies to sell or take back.
Security forces are on high alert in the Dominican Republic after gangs release thousands of prisoners from jail. And that's why men who are trying to come to a market that is not far away from here are being asked to line up for security checks.
Carmel says the Prime Minister has to resign and the world needs to send international assistance.
He has done nothing for the people, nothing. The Haitian National Police need more support to fight the violence. Haiti needs help.
The UN has set up a multinational security mission that would deliver personnel and equipment to assist the police. But nobody really knows when it will happen or if it will help deliver the stability people here desperately need. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Dajabon.
Internationally, drones of all shapes and sizes are on show in South Korea. The Expo is showcasing how innovations are set to take a further leap as artificial intelligence becomes more widely used in unmanned aerial vehicle systems. Al Jazeera's Eunice Kin reports.
From a swarm of drones inspecting the wear and tear of an airliner, to a small intelligence drone finding its own way through a narrow tunnel, South Korea's largest show of unmanned aerial vehicles displayed the potential of the work bees of the future. That future is near thanks to artificial intelligence.
As the cost of creating AI models through deep learning has materially fallen compared to the past, we've been able to incorporate AI technologies for various customers into our software. For example, for local governments or agencies monitoring forests, wildfires occur frequently. It's not possible to always monitor from the Situation Room.
Data collected by drones dispatched over a sprawling forest is processed and analyzed in near real time by the company's ground control system, handing workers a powerful tool.
Apart from civilian use cases, there are plenty of examples of military applications of drones, including South Korea's answer to the Reaper now in production, and this drone grenade that's able to collide with its target at 250 kilometers per hour.
Hit the drone and it just fall away.
The creator of this AI-equipped anti-drone says its reliance on visual data versus the more expensive LiDAR light detection sensors makes it a sensible option. Weighing in at 2.5 kilos, it's designed to be armed with 500 grams of explosives.
The video streams through the camera, the AI do the analytics and make the autonomous drone by itself without any pre-planned flight routes or pre-planned mission. We just give him the mission to do what, and it defines to how to do that, how to accomplish the mission.
Drone jammers came in all sizes, from the mountable Scanner Plus jammer that neutralizes incoming drones from all directions, to portable options, and soon even wearable ones. Despite security concerns and their potential impact on us all, the battle of the robots is well underway. Eunice Kim, Al Jazeera, Busan, South Korea.
Finally, in the 10th anniversary of one of the biggest unsolved mysteries in aviation history, 239 passengers and crew in a Malaysia Airlines jet took off from Kuala Lumpur but never arrived in Beijing. Al Jazeera's Florence Long reports.
10 years, Jiang Hui's life has been consumed by one purpose: finding out what happened to flight MH370. It disappeared with 239 people on board, including his mother. He stopped work to focus on lobbying for the search for the missing plane to continue.
My life trajectory has changed dramatically. This change is not something you can choose. You meet this event, you have to face it. And even with hindsight, I would still make the same choice to devote my life to this.
The plane deviated from its flight path and ended in the southern Indian Ocean. An international search effort found nothing.
A US marine robotics company has proposed a new search. Its last attempt in 2018 came up empty. It hasn't mentioned any specific technological breakthrough, but says it continues to analyze previous data in the hope of narrowing the search area. The Malaysian government says it's reviewing the proposal.
A part of the wing washed up on Reunion Island, where an oceanographer, using data about currents, had predicted debris could end up. His modelling also suggests the wreckage could lie 50 kilometers north of the proposed search area.
It's 4,000, 5,000 meters, so 4 or 5 kilometers below. And the currents are not very strong there. And it's very cold, so it's worse than being in your fridge. It's about 2 or 3 degrees in terms of the temperature. So many things like the engines, the wheelbase, and all of that will be still intact.
The disappearance of MH370 prompted the aviation industry to improve flight safety.
There have been many advances put in place in terms of procedures, processes, enforcing systems, regulatory systems, flight safety systems, emergency response systems. All of those systems are extremely well developed, but they lack one critical item, and that's a satellite GPS tracking system that is autonomous.
The International Civil Aviation Organization initially set a 2021 deadline for carriers to install a system that will transmit location data every minute in emergency situations. The target date has now been pushed to 2025, and the rule will only apply to new aircraft. But some aviation experts say that may not be enough to prevent another tragedy like MH370 from happening again. Florence Louis, Al Jazeera, Kuala Lumpur.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 30-minute forecast. And that's Safe TV2 headline news for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We will be off for the weekend, but you can tune in on Monday at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other and do have a wonderful weekend.